You're live.
Hello.
You're live.
Oh, hey. Anybody else out there? Hello. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Awesome.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, there. I'm live. You're live.
Yes.
I think I'm back there. Steve, I lost you for a second. I'm not.
I think I had my mute on.
You do.
Hey, what's up, guys? All right, so welcome. We'll join up, but if you want to go ahead and say hi in the chat so I know you're watching and you can hear me. We're going to be doing our search on Jungle Scout today. Let me know in the chat. Actually,
Looks like we lost Thrifty Steve there for a minute. Get you back in.
all right, can you guys hear me again? All right, good deal. All right, so welcome, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. How you guys doing? We're going to do a Google product or a Amazon product search in Jungle Scout, and I haven't seen anyone's chat, so I don't know if you guys are able to chat or not. But if you do, just throw a question up there, or if you guys want to have any experience to share, that'd be awesome. All right. This is the screen share button. Yeah. Should I invite everyone to that?
If you want, Steve, if you look at the top of your screen, top left where that little person is, you can copy that link and you can put it in the chat. And so if anybody wants to come down front here with us.
Oh, cool. There we go. All right, so that link that I just put in the chat, that's if you guys want to join and actually talk. Just go ahead and click on that. Up to you guys. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Let's get started. They're waiting. It's 12 people.
All right.
It may be mobile and not here in the chat. All right, just go ahead and pull up Jungle Scout and let's go.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to do a screen share. Share my entire screen. All right, guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Can everyone see my screen? We've got the Jungle Scout web app. If you've never used Jungle Scout before, they have two products. They have the Jungle Scout web app, which allows you to search for products, and then the Jungle Scout Chrome extension, and that tells you the sales, the monthly sales for products. Both play important roles, but today we're looking at the web app to find products. So if you've got Jungle Scout, you're going to want to come, sign into the web app. And first thing you want to do is go click over to product database, to the top, product database. That's going to get you to your database filter options. And today we're going to talk about the filters that we use to look for our products. So first, the top is the price. You want to keep that range between about $17 and $50. The reason you want to keep it under $50 is because that's the range where people call impulse buy. Below $50, people don't require that much social proof. So they're willing to overlook things like low reviews often, or they're willing to, just make more of an impulse buy. And the minimum 17 is because below 17, able to make enough money, enough profit after your FBA for sourcing fees and paying for the product and shipping from China. So keep it between $17 and $50. All right, net you're going to want to keep around $13, and that is that's basically the estimate of money that you make after the Amazon fees. So $13, you want to make sure you have at least $13 for your profit and the cost for your inventory, as well as shipping. The rank here, where it says the rank, they're talking about your seller rank. Every category, if you look at the categories, has their own ranking system. So the number one product in kitchen and dining, right? That's the product that sells the most. Then all the way down to the higher numbers. So lower numbers like 1 through 1,000, those are your really hot selling items. And then beyond that, less selling items. this is set. Actually, sometimes we look as low as like 8,000 to 20,000. The reason our strategy is to look at that range is because you're looking for products that aren't necessarily that competitive. Now you can still find products that are less competitive but have greater sales. You know, that's for you to search around with. You know, maybe you want to do another search later on that includes higher BSRs, but or they say is lower BSR numbers and higher is in like higher sales. So we're going to keep it pretty low to start, between 8,000 and 20,000. Estimated sales. That depends on. So 300. That's 300 per month. You don't necessarily need that for a minimum, depending on your product. We're going to day just for the purposes of this search. And these are all recommendations. You know, you can play around with it. Once you understand what each one does, you can start playing around with it a little bit to see if you can get different results on different searches. All right, estimated revenue. You're going to want to make sure that the products you're making $3,000 a month. That's the reason why I took off the estimated sales, because really what you're looking for is revenue. Instead of numbers of units sold. So $3,000 is what it's referring to in estimated revenue. Using the general guideline of 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, that means about 1/3 of your sales are tied up in replacing your inventory and shipping. About 1/3 goes towards FBA fees, and then the last third is your profit. So if your revenue is $3,000 per month, more than likely you're making about $1,000 in profit. Now number of reviews. The reason we're keeping it between 10 and 100 during this search, too few reviews. It's maybe actually let's do 0, no minimum. Who knows? Maybe we'll find some products that don't have any reviews that are good, but less than 100. So fewer than 100 reviews. That's keeping us in a less competitive market. All right, moving down to rating. Let's go ahead and clear that out for now. All right, for weight, you're going to want to keep it below 2 pounds. And the reason being is it costs about $6 to ship 1 kilo from China. So by keeping your weight under 2 pounds or at or under 2 pounds, what you're doing is you're making sure that your shipping costs are manageable. You don't want to get into big, heavy size items, at least not for your first product. Number of sellers, it's really important that you put the maximum at 1. Reason being, you don't want to have products that are fakes or duplicates. A lot of times if you see more than 1 seller for a brand name, it's a knockoff. So, and listing quality, we put 75 for this one. It's a number that Amazon gives your listing to show you how good it is or how optimized it is, by looking for products with less than ideal listing quality. What that means is there gives you an opportunity to create a better listing than them, and they're easier to compete with. So things like your bullet points, your product description, title, and things like that. Okay, so once you get this area filled out, make sure that you've checked standard size on the product tier. Do not click oversize. You want to avoid oversized products. You'd be surprised how expensive your Amazon handling your FBA fees get once you get into oversize. You might have a really light product, but if it's too big in one dimension, it's considered oversized. For example, one of the things we looked at were these little fish fryers. They're these long aluminum, like very light. It holds a fish while you fry it, but it was just slightly longer than the 18 inches. I think Amazon gives you 18 and a half inches. And it was like just about a couple inches longer than that. And even though it was super light, super, cheap to ship and everything, because of the oversize, it doubled our Amazon FBA fees. So that's why we're avoiding oversize. All right. And then you're going to come over to the left side of the screen. And these are your categories. Beauty is a gated category, so we're not going to look at beauty. Home and garden, home and kitchen, home improvement, kitchen and dining, patio, lawn and garden. These are just some random ones to look at. You can mix it up. You can look at a few or one at a time. And then next time you search, look for different products. Just, keep different things. Is anyone seeing my screen share? Yeah, I've got it. Can see? Can everyone see? Anyone able to just type in the chat? See if you're able to see my screen share. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Looks like I'm searching. Okay. All right. So going back to the Jungle Scout. All right, now you're going to want to hit search. Okay. So you can see based on all the stuff we inputted, results 962. We could probably go through all of those. So here we are. Number one item, fruit slicer set of 5. This actually looks pretty interesting. So what you want to do is tab it out to a different tab. And take a look at that. Okay. Fruit slicer set of 5. This is a all right, I'm getting word that there's no screen share. Although, looks like on my end, it says screen sharing. Oh, present. What does it say? Present to everyone. Okay. Let's go back to the Jungle Scout web app. Sorry about that, guys. Apparently, after you hit screen share, they have a button that says present to everyone. So I suppose there's with myself, but not with everyone. Doesn't make any sense to me, but there we go. Sorry about that. If it's still not sharing, I do not know what's going on. Looks like it's sharing, right? That's my screen. What's that? Let's see. I apologize, guys, for the technical issues. So they'll type in. Okay. Let me see this. Yeah. So I'm going to try to figure out. Here's this live chat. Oh, here we go. You know, I've got a different. Now I see the live chat. That's hilarious. Hey guys. Hey Steve, how you doing? All right, sound but no picture. Or that was the beginning. All right. If I'm here listening to this, watching this chat, all I can do is hear my own voice, like on a delay. What the, why? Yeah. He's not even showing anything. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't figure out the screen share issue, but what I'm going to do is, not to, so at least you guys that came on get something out of it. I'm going to verbally go over all the filters again, just so you guys understand, what I'm putting in, what we're putting in to search for products, and you can search that way. So the main idea of the reason we search like this is really the way I think about it is we're looking for a ratio of low competition but good sales. Okay, and there's a few different things to look at for that. So obviously for sales, you're looking at the raw numbers. How much money is a certain listing making? How much money is a keyword making? And when you're doing these search, think about it like it's not just that you're looking at this one listing. What are the keywords for that listing, right? So if you look over and you see fruit slicer, okay, and that's the listing you get. It's an important keyword thing, and the keyword is going to show you all the fruit slicers or whatever Amazon returns whenever you type in fruit slicer, right? Those are your competition, right? When you're looking at if fruit slicer is competitive or not. Okay. So with the Jungle Scout, there's a Chrome extension. If you don't want to pay for the Jungle Scout Chrome extension, you can also use something called Unicorn Smasher. Look that up. That's a free, similar to Jungle Scout Chrome extension that you can use. What that does is it gives you the sales per month of all the listings on your page. So if you type in fruit slicer on Amazon and it gives you all the results, you're going to hit the Jungle Scout Chrome extension or the Unicorn Smasher Chrome extension to get the sales, right? So that's going to tell you how much money the product's making. But the other thing you're looking for is low competition. So you want a ratio of good high sales and low competition, right? So some of the things that are good to look for are low number of competitors. If you type in fruit slicer and Amazon gives you 100 search results, but of those 100 search results, you're going through and you actually look at the listings, maybe not all of them are your competitors. Maybe not all of them are fruit slicers. Sometimes when you type in a keyword, Amazon will return search results that aren't really what you're looking for. Okay, so those are not your competitors. You want to go through and take a look and actually count the number of competitors that you have in that niche when you're judging it. You also want to take a look at the number of keyword results. So there's a website called merchantwords.com. It's the least expensive keyword search tool that I'm aware of. They offer it for $30 per month, but if you search for a Merchant Words coupon, you can find a coupon that gets it for you for $9 per month. So for $9 a month, you can do unlimited keyword searches on Amazon. And that will tell you how many people per month estimated are typing in the exact keyword. Okay, so if I type in fruit slicer on Merchant Words, it's not only going to tell me how many people are searching for fruit slicer, but they'll also tell me common combinations of the word fruit slicer. So maybe you'll see pineapple fruit slicer and multi-use fruit slicer. Those are just examples, but it'll tell you how many people search for each one of those different long tail keywords. So like I said, you're looking for a good ratio. And in the Jungle Scout web app, trying to show you exactly what filters to put in to give you a good idea of what to search for. I'm just going to go over it verbally one more time. This time not assuming that anyone can see my screen. So from filters from top to bottom, you can either go through this yourself right now on the Jungle Scout web app or take note. The first category is price. Right now, you want to keep your price set between $17 and $50. $17 and $50 is a good range for impulse buy items, but it's also big enough to give you a little bit of profit after Amazon takes their share and you pay for the inventory. The next category down is called net. What they mean there is the net profit you make after Amazon FBA fees. Now, they don't consider what your inventory fees are or your shipping fees or anything like that because Amazon doesn't know that. But after your Amazon fees, so you want to make sure that you're getting at least 2/3 of whatever your price is in that net there. So the minimum we put in is $13, because for your lowest price item, you're going to make sure you get at least $13. The rank, BSR rank, the numbers that we look at are between 8,000 and 20,000. That keeps you in a non-competitive area. 8,000 and 20,000, min to max. The next category is estimated sales. You can leave that blank, because the next category is more important for this search. That's estimated revenue. You want to make sure you're making a minimum of $3,000. You could put a max in there of 10,000 or something like that, but for this, only the minimum 3,000 is going to do. Number of reviews, maximum 100 reviews. That should be self-explanatory. Rating, I skipped the rating part for the search. Weight, maximum 2 pounds. To ship a product from China, it costs about $6 per kilo. So you put $2 in there to make sure you keep your shipping costs manageable. You want to get, for your first product, you want to get something that's easy to ship, easy to handle, easy to manage. That'll just save you money and headache. So keep it under 2 pounds. Number of sellers, don't fill out minimum, but put 1 for the maximum. And finally, for listing quality, in this case, we put 75 as the maximum. That ensures that you're able to do a better listing than your competitors. Also, make sure you select standard under product tier. Choose standard. Do not categories. You search whatever categories you're interested in searching for products from. So that is up to you. You can change it up from time to time. I would say avoid gated categories such as beauty, because you're not guaranteed that Amazon's going to allow you to sell in those categories. So once you have all those, you hit search. And now this is what I do. Once you get your search results, you're gonna look through, when you see something that seems like hey, I might want to sell something like that. You actually want to open up that product in a different tab and take a look at the listing, right? But that's just the listing. You also want to take what you believe to be such as fruit slicer, and actually type that into Amazon under a completely different tab, so you can see what that returns. You also want to take that and put it into merchant words. See how many search results because of that. All right. So for example, I typed in fruit slicer in Amazon, and for any of you who've done the same, you'll see that we have some sponsored ads at the top, and then it gets into a melon slicer, a set of the number 2 item below the sponsored ad is the listing that we saw, which is the set of 5 different fruit slicers. There's a mango and apple slicer, strawberry slicer. All right, so as you can see, products, quite a lot of variation. That's one of the things you want to look for, is make sure that you have good variation of if you type in fruit slicer or whatever your keyword is, and you get the same product, listing after listing is the same picture, the same product, that just tells you that there's not a good amount of variation. And with that, that means that it's easier to get into a price war. There's not enough opportunity for you to stand out. And it's probably a category or a niche that you want to avoid. What you're looking for is a place where you can create a new variation, compete with your own product, and have some success like that. So in terms of product variation, fruit slicer looks really good. There's all kinds of different slicers here. Let's go ahead and look at page 2. Looks like everything on page 1 was a fruit slicer. And there's a ton of products on page 2. So this is looks like it's shaping up to be a pretty competitive niche. Like there's a lot of fruit slicers returned. So you can go ahead and skip to, in this case, 13. See what they're doing on page 13. Oh, 13 is grayed out. So I can't skip there. If you go to the top search bar, you can actually find where it says page equals. If you find the page equals sign in the search bar, you can actually change that. So let's skip to page 10. Right now it says page equals. We're going to type in page equals 10. That'll take you to the 10th page of the fruit slicer search. And we're still going strong. Here, about halfway down, I see a hoodie, cute fruit set woman's hoodie graphic. This is what I mean by that's not a competitor, so you wouldn't count that. But there haven't been a whole lot of those. Most of these, yeah, so I'll tell you right now, fruit slicer seems to be crowded with all probably because it's too general. So maybe we want to look at something a little bit more specific like melon slicer, right? Let's type melon slicer in and see what comes up. Now, at any point you do one of these searches, you can also, I call it smash the page. If you're using Unicorn Smasher, you smash the page. If you're using Jungle Scout Chrome extension, same thing, click the button, and it will tell you how much they estimate the sales, the monthly revenue for each one. So that's not profit, that's revenue. Okay. Now it looks like a lot of these melon slicers are in the low dollar range, $6, $7, $8. Okay. There is a triple pack melon slicer, the ultimate watermelon slicer kit for $16. But even then, that is kind of below what we're looking for. There's a Westmark Germany large stainless steel slicer, 19. So I'll tell you what, right now, unless you're coming up with a melon slicer that's going to be your top most expensive item, or what we call the luxury end, if you're not going to be on the luxury end of this product, it's not going to be worth doing. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not interested in selling melon slicers given how everything's so cheap on here. So that's going to knock it out for me. Now I've been going through this. If somehow my screen is shared and you guys are able to see this, wonderful. If not, hopefully you're at least able to get some of the information, some of the criteria that I'm looking for, and apply that to your own searches. Let me see. I'm going to check the chat real quick and see if anyone's saying anything different right now as far as whether or not they're able to see. We're down to 2 watching. So, yeah, if you can't see anything, set as public. All right, guys. Thank you so much again. And I will see you guys later. How do you end the...